Hey guys, Sam here at NA Studios. Today I want to show you how we can get rid of spill using Izotope RX. It's just one module we're going to be using here and it's super easy to do. In this instance we're doing it on kick and snare, where I've got some snare spill in the kick mic and vice versa. I've got some kick spill in the snare mic as well. I want to get rid of it so that when I start processing, I'm only processing the one instrument, not processing the spill as well. So easy, let's check it out. So here we've got two tracks. This is the kick drum. You can hear there's some spill from the snare in there, and then this is the snare drum. It's got a little bit of kick in it, but not really enough to be a massive issue. So we're going to be concentrating on getting rid of the snare in the kick mic, and then just for good practice, we'll get rid of the kick in the snare mic as well. So the module we need to use is D-bleed. Now, there's a couple of things you need to know about this. If you're aiming to de-bleed a track, then you need to have a reference. So in this instance, we're getting rid of the snare in the kick mic. So we need to have both of those tracks loaded into RX. Not only that, you need them both to be the same length as well, or else RX is not going to recognize that they are from the same session, or that they can kind of recognize that spill. So that's what I've got here. Two tracks from the same session, exactly the same length. So it's on the active track, which is the kick. We're going to be getting rid of the snare in the kick track, and the select bleed source track. We need to go onto this one and we need to select the snare. So let's just click learn, and it's going to listen to both tracks and recognize the similarities in those two. So it's done that for us. We can go for some reduction strength and kind of manipulate this a little bit, but just for now, let's see exactly what it's done for us right off the bat. Bypassed. Okay, it's got rid of it a small amount. Let's bring that reduction strength up. Let's go crazy. Let's just go all the way up to 8 and preview it. Completely gone. Fantastic. Let's click render here. And we're just going to render those changes onto the file so that we can save it. And you can see it's updated the waveform display so that it's got rid of all that spill. If you actually go to your history here and go to the initial state, you'll be able to see how much it's changed. You can see all these instances of snare all around here. Then if we go to the D-bleed enabled, then you can see exactly how much it's got rid of here. Such a useful little trick. And we can do that in the snare as well. Now that we've got a completely dry kick drum, let's just do the same thing. Let's go to D-bleed on the snare, and then here the active track is the snare, so we need to go to change U kick for the source track. Let's learn it again. And if anything, this one is going to be a little bit easier because we've just got the kick drum there, so it's not even recognizing any of the spill. Let's take a listen to it beforehand. And then let's take a listen to it with this enabled. Cool, so it's got rid of all that bottom end, but obviously these cymbals are going over the top because they're being hit at the same time as the kick. So let's try this artifact smoothing a little bit. Let's just bring this up and see if that changes things. It feels like that's making those hi-hats just a little bit smoother. If we bring that all the way down, we'll hear the difference. It's far choppier, isn't it? So if we bring that artifact smoothing all the way up, maybe, let's take a listen now. Fantastic, so much smoother. It's got rid of all that bottom end from the kick, but importantly, it's not really been detrimental to that hi-hat at all. Let's just click render. So we can see from the updated waveform how much it's got rid of those kicks. Again, if we just go back to the initial state, you can see those kicks just come up. Take a look just around here, and you'll see how much they come up. Yep. So when we go to the D-bleed display, you can see they've come down drastically. So what I want to do now is essentially render these changes onto the audio file. So on a Mac, I'm going to press Command, Option, and S, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the kick. Then you can bring them into your DAW and you can process as you like, and your processing is not going to be affecting the bleed in that track. You're not going to be processing the snare bleed when you're processing your kick track, and vice versa. Such an easy little trick that has really helped me out in so many scenarios. If you're an RX user and you like to use RX to repair your music, your voiceover, your vocal, whatever it is, check out the playlist now, and there's loads and loads of RX content there for you to check out. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Take care.